What's going on, everybody? We're here, Jeff Jones, Bohdan, and Max, Team ARG. You guys just got top 16 at the Team YCS. What were you playing?
So me and Bohdan played Sky Striker. Bohdan should probably not have played Sky Striker. And Max played Thunder.
Who was the weakest link on the team?
Probably me. Yeah, but I clutched it a little bit today.
Yesterday was kind of a disaster for Bohdan. Today was much better up until when it mattered.
To be fair, I did get very unlucky, and then I also played badly, so it didn't help. And I also did get lucky. And then Max drew probably the worst hands I've ever seen in Yu-Gi-Oh! Ever.
Me and Bohdan just played the same deck. So 3 Ray, 3 Effect Veiler, 3 Ash Blossom. That's it for monsters. I feel like that's pretty standard for Sky Striker. For the spells, we have use backwards. 3 Engage, 3 Multi-Roll, 3 Widow Anchor, 3 Area 0, 2 Jamming Wave, Hornet Drones, Eagle Booster, Afterburner, Shark Cannon. Those are all the Sky Striker ones. Me and Bohdan were using 2 Shark Cannon to begin with, and only 1 of this, right?
Yeah. Cannon just wasn't very good.
Well, I really like Cannon.
Against Salamangreat, I think it's okay, but you don't need multiples, and it's like, arguably, like, that one can start you when you have a weaker hand, which is Area 0, because it can kill the Area 0 and, like, out a problem card. Whereas, like, Cannon sort of needs, like, your opponent to be playing, and it's, like, also just, like, not a card that, like, simplifies the game. It's just only good, like, when Salamangreat is already playing, so we opted for the second Jamming Waves because good, nice, solid card.
For the non-Sky Striker spells, 3 Call by the Grave. I think this is both of our, like, almost like our favorite spell card. Like,
I want to draw that one, like, going first pretty much every time. It's just good against every deck. Even going second against certain matchups, you can, like, use it against Thunder to break their board. If they've done rank 8 plays with, like Dark Matter or something, you can, like, out the Dark Matter, banish the Colossus, and then play a bunch of engages to out the Goliath that people are playing. But then against, like, Salamangreat, it's still, like, marginal, but you can break their board set. It's like another trap. And then against Sky Striker, you banish Raid, and that's kind of just good enough, I think.
I mean, you're also just banishing Ray, but cutting them off for a Kagari for a turn. If you're slightly ahead, and you can cut them off for a Kagari for a turn.
It's just another effect fail. It's just another trap.
Yeah,
at that point,
even though
right?
you can't use Kagari on your turn, because you're already ahead, it was probably okay. This is definitely broken. 2 Terraforming, 2 Pod Desires.
That card was great.
Yeah, most people use Foolish Burial Goods and Metal Foolish Fusion. I think those cards are terrible. If they don't do anything, it's like an Upstart Goblin, or only lets you make your hand.
I would sooner, like, draw 2 against half of my matchups. Like, that card just fixes a lot of your hands against the combo decks too.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather that than goods, like, netting me, like, the 1 card cycle.
The games you lose to Sky Striker the most are the games you just, like, can't play. So I'd rather have this card in my hand than Foolish Burial Goods, because Foolish Burial Goods, again, like, just makes your hands that you can have Ray and that you can play better. And then the last 2 cards were Rhoda and a single Twin Twister. The deck is 41 cards, and this was like the 41st card because I wanted room in my side deck for Thunder, and so I just added one of the cards to my side deck into my main deck so I could fit more cards in my side deck.
Hindsight, maybe Twin would have been a better card to main deck 3 of. Just given how people were, like, approaching the metagame, like, there was still
every time I drew Twin, it was broken. I had Twin in my deck beforehand, and Bohdan just convinced me not to.
I was very
bad.
close to just not playing it. I thought, like, Jamming Waves and, like, Shark Cannon were good enough. Just, like, given the utility you had in the extra deck, as well as, like, just this card is really good. But no, Twin I sort of underestimated. It was just really good against the field. And, like, Sky Striker mirror matches are, like, generally something that, like, I don't play. And Twin just would have been a nice blowout card. Like, I see people still playing MST, and, like, MST was disgusting against me. Twin just would have been great. So.
Then 5 trap cards. We have 3 infinite permanents, and kind of like the cool card we used this weekend was Lost Wind. So the idea behind it was, as I was playing the past few weeks, I noticed I wanted more cards that could be activated that weren't Sky Striker cards. So I noticed that, like things like Call by the Grave were like just obscenely good, mostly under circumstances where things like kaijus are played. I got kaiju'd a lot at a regional I went to, and so but every time I had like Call by the Grave or Impermanent set, it just like destroyed their entire turn. They couldn't kill me. They gave me a kaiju, and I could just keep playing. So I wanted another card that could be played under like a kaiju that would also just be very good all around. And so like against also because we thought the Thunder deck would be fairly popular this weekend, this card's like really good against Thunder because it lets you like, negate one Colossus and then you get to set it again and like negate another one.
It's just really good in like the simplified control matchups too, like Sky Striker or Salamangreat, where you get to like negate one thing and then set it again, and when they try and play again, you just negate the other thing, which is pretty big.
Yeah. I mean, against Salamangreat, if they just like make one link monster, you negate it, they have to relink again, it gets set. Against Sky Striker, even if they just remove it from the field with something, like even if it gets twinned, as soon as they summon a guy, you just get set again anyway. And so it gives you like a free negate. This card was really good for me, and also the damage step, like being able to use it in damage step was like pretty good.
Comes up. It's really hard to deal with big monsters sometimes in this deck, and that card just like loves the attack. Like, it has to be good, right?
Yeah, someone, it was Nick Ma, he like kaiju'd me and then thought where's the card? The giant dragon who destroys shit. He Levineered and thought it was going to resolve, and then I lost winded it and kept all my cards. So that was the main deck. Extra deck, force, 3, 3, 3, 1. I almost wanted like 2 of this sometimes. There was like
that card comes up against like Salamangreat and like the aggro decks.
Yeah,
just
there's a lot of times where I wanted to make it on my turn and then have it for their turn.
It's definitely like a thing. That and like it just gains you life, which can be like vital in a lot of situations. Like not saying like going to
the
time
big thing
happens,
about this team thing is that I'm pretty sure almost every team went to time.
Yeah,
50% of the time.
When you're consulting with a teammate, I think what's going to happen quite often is the teammate talking to you doesn't know that he's like slowing the pace of play, and judges don't really like understand how to like gauge that. So like maybe in the future for another 3v3 event, we'll either have more time, it'll be policed a bit more, but it just seemed like a lot of matches, like not saying like ours specifically, but like matches that I saw would just tend to go to time, and it would generally be Sky Striker and Salamangreat. It's either the format, but it does seem like the 3v3 aspect with coaching had led to this to be a fact.
I mean, even like the Thunder decks, like the danger card just takes so long to resolve.
Oh,
you have to like shuffle your hand, roll a dice, gets picked, special summon, draw a card, reveal another one, do it all over again. The danger card just adds so much time.
No interaction.
To the game.
Even adding interaction, if they're able to combo, just adds another 5 minutes to the clock.
So then, Oral Sword, Topologic. I mean, this guy likes.
I like that card against pretty much every deck in the format.
Yeah,
it's good.
Ningirisu, probably like that made this card a shit ton. So. Unicorn and Phoenix.
Token.
And for side deck it was 2 Ghost Ogre, 3 Pank Tops, 2nd Twin Twister, 3 Shared Ride, 3 Swords of Concealing Light. So the Thunder deck this weekend was using lots of cards like
Goliath.
Goliath,
etc.
Hot Red, and this card, like if they could try to like Goliath and have
one negate or something.
Not even just like one negate, the Colossus style, like Goliath Colossus. Like this just outs the entire board. I wanted something that wasn't a hand trap. That way I could just draw into it.
Eclipse also, it's really hard to break these boards when you set everything down. So like the only other card is maybe Evenly Match, and that card's just generally worse at most given points of the game when you're already playing. This card lets you play it, set their stuff, and then they can't play with that stuff for the like. How many turns? Mine was in Spanish. I never read.
2 turns.
2 turns, okay. 2 turns. I never got to resolve that card either. But in theory, you activate it against like weak boards. It's good. It's just like a nice spot removal against like a Colossus, right? You get to engage. You get to play the game. Against boards that are developed, you slowly get to chip away, accumulate more cards, and answer the board that has been made, right? So like that's why like 2 jamming waves like randomly becomes good. I'll book immune your Colossus and kill it. Like I don't know. That stuff is just like really cool. I think this card was just a lot better than Eclipse. This deck can't accommodate it.
Well, you definitely can't use Book of Eclipse.
No, of course not. But like in terms of like just what this card did, I think it's just a really good card for this deck specifically.
Yeah, I know a lot of Thunder decks were using Book of Eclipse, but I don't really know why they just wouldn't use this card instead.
I think it's just specifically for this deck, like giving yourself turns. But I guess the same argument can be made for combo decks, where if you open worse, this card's just strictly better.
Yeah. And the last card, this is probably like the best continuous traps in the game right now.
It's really good.
There only can be one. That card's shit. No, that card's good.
I think that card like hinders this deck a lot more than people give it credit for, because once you resolve there can only be one, you're sort of like limited in what you can do, and against like combo decks they can just summon a big monster, and like it's very hard to answer it at times because you'll have to like crash in, eat some damage time from time, and then summon your link.
Right,
But,
it makes the game go longer for you, which you don't want to do.
I don't think it's worthwhile.
Most of the time. I mean, obviously, Scott Striker can thrive in time, but most of the time, you don't really want to do
And like
that.
drawing, there can only be one against established boards isn't really a thing. Like when these decks are ending on like Goliath, Hot Red, Colossus, whatever, like they can just keep a Dragon and a Thunder now, and like they're still both really good. So, or they just negate there can only be one and kill you. Like, it's crazy.
So that's basically it, though.
Is there anything you felt you didn't like or you wanted to change with the deck?
My deck should have contained 48 Thunder Dragon cards, which you'll see in Max's profile shortly after. Other than that, no, it's fine.
No, I might have used like another 2 Twin Twisters again. Other than that, like I really like my deck. I only lost 2 games this weekend, and it was to Imperial Order and to Nichiribi. So.
All right, thank you. On to Max. The field is hot. Reynolds.
Hello. So I played Thunder, Danger with the Guardrake or Goliath and stuff. Nishad, who's been on Nerdy Jersey a few times, helped me with the deck, so that was very helpful. So I played 3 Skyblaster and 3 Solar as like the good normal summons of the deck. I was only playing, I think, 2 of this at one point, but you just need 3, so standard 3 Thunder Dragon, 2 Dark, 2 Roar, 2 Hawk, and 1 Duo. You don't really want to see any of these cards besides this one for some reason. Like, you just want the Lights Engrave. You can usually just get to everything else while you're playing. So I think the ratios are fine. I don't think you could go any less than 2 on like these ones, but 2 is definitely like enough, I thought.
Did you ever find yourself using the mulligan of Hawk?
I actually never did, but I've done it like before. But I don't think it came up in the tournament. The Dangers, I played all the good ones at 3, and then 2 Moth and 1 Bigfoot. We decided to play Bigfoot because it has good utility going second, and then if you're going first, you're trying to make dark matter. So sometimes you need that extra level 8, and you can just get it off this, or search it here and summon it off Saryuja, or just from the Jackalope. So that was pretty good. And it was just nice to have like an extra danger too, because before I was just playing these, and just having like the 1 extra name to unbrick the clunky hands is like really helpful, so I like that.
Also adds dumb floodgates and stuff like that.
It does deal with floodgates, yeah. And like popping multi-rolls randomly relevant too. 3 Levianeer. This card's just incredible. I was playing 2 for the longest time, and you just want to draw it. Fortunately, I drew too many in top 16, but that's okay. He was really helpful all weekend, so I'm happy that he was there. 1 Diablos to pair with it. 3 of the Black Dragon and 3 of the White Dragon. So most decks play like 2 of this one, but Nishad thought that playing 3 was going to be good. And honestly, I've never seen these cards less since putting the 3rd one in. Or I saw like 3 of this one, which is just really ridiculous and
Max's
probably
hands
shouldn't
would
happen.
generally, when he would turn and look at me as player B, it would be
Yes.
like this.
Like 3 of this one.
Like
Yeah.
it'd just be these.
It's just like
it
a
was
mess.
terrible.
So obviously they're very good. Like after you're like, this one's good pretty much all the time, but this one I feel like is better when you're like Saryuja's already resolved, or like Summon Sork already resolved, and sometimes it's just hard to get to that point when you're drawing those clunky hands that Bohdan just showed. And I still played Wyvern, which a lot of people seem confused about. I was confused that they were confused. The card's just really good. Sometimes it can just like do your whole combo by itself if you want to like Sork on Diablos to get this, and then you make Saryuja and you go from there. So this card was really good. And then the new cards were Archgrave and Goliath. This is the first time I played these, and I was pretty happy I did. They only really messed me up like I think twice.
I told him about them because Nishad kept beating me.
It's just really good. Like this is just a floodgate for summoning from extra deck, and then you have your negate and your Colossi, I guess. Yeah, this card obviously sucks to draw, but I think it's worth it. And also, if you just like draw a Goliath and not like any like super good hand, you can just summon it off Saryuja, which is like fine.
I've seen a lot of hands where you could just tribute summon it as well.
Yeah.
If your hand's like super linear,
it's fine.
It's an auto universal.
And then 3 seconds late.
additional extender.
I really like Allure more than this, but this was fine over the weekend. So
I feel like that card just wasn't in my deck the whole
You never saw it. Bohdan's fat. There he is in real life.
Max, don't be carried, Reynolds.
I didn't get carried. You were
I
happy.
definitely didn't help. No. No, I didn't.
3 Colossus, 1 of Hot Red, and then the Dark Matter package. This was amazing. Between creating like a floodgate and setting up your graveyard, it also just lets you kill through like Eagle Booster and Balinks, which I think the deck had like a kind of hard time before. Yeah, so if they just booster, you just like make this like it's usually like 37, 34 in. And then like something else you can do with this one. This says you can detach to take a monster, and then it becomes the name. You can like some hands you have to like Sork and give your opponent a Thunder Monster or something. You can just take it back with this and then make your own Colossus.
Abyss Dweller or summon Dark Matter on top of it.
You can do that. And also if like for some reason Striker hasn't like widowed you, or like they have but you get to this point and they haven't boosted, you can just take their link and then cut them off for A2, which is like very, very good. The Guard Dragon guys, nothing new there. Best card in the extra deck. Nightmare Monsters. I always want to play Cerberus, but I just can never fit it, so it's fine. 1 Sork, 2 Saryuja, and 1 Borreload. So I didn't play Link Spider, which during testing, like Bohdan and I were talking about it, and it didn't really like matter that much a lot of the time. Like we could still play, but this weekend it came up several times.
It makes it a lot harder to play.
Yeah, where like you have like
well.
the hands where you like have a danger and Sky Blaster and you really need to resolve Saryuja, but you just like can't. Or you have to
in testing as well.
Take
like
other
this
risks.
card barely came up. Like it was very unfortunate.
But this was good.
That was good in the tournament. Yeah, you played a lot of Thunder.
It's weird. Like, and I really like 3 Colossus, so I don't know what I would cut. Aaron McInnes played without this in favor of the 3rd Colossus with Link Spider, but I couldn't cut Borreload.
A few people were saying they expected
really
more Sky Strikers, so they cut the Borreload to play like other cards. Like,
but Borreload was randomly just good against Sky
it's good against every deck. I feel you killed a lot of people.
With Borreload.
It's really good.
The side I played 3 Phantasme. I wanted to main it, but I wasn't really sure, so I kept it in the side. And I feel like I should main it, but I don't want to play 47 cards because the main deck's already 44. So it just felt kind of weird. I don't know what I would do in the future yet. 3 Denko. This card was amazing. Half the time, like once they see it once, if you get to like another game, you can just make them flip all their cards, which is like broken. I like also just comboed with this with Sork against one of the Sky Striker guys, so that was pretty good. 3 Sphere Mode, 3 Lancia, and 3 Pankratops. I used all of these cards pretty thoroughly, so I was really happy with how the side turned out. Something I wish like I could fit was like a Kaiju or something. Nishad used Gamma Seal, and that seemed pretty good for him. And I played a regional, I think 2 weeks ago, where I used Radiant, which was the incorrect one, but I was playing Allure, so that's a whole other story.
For the Gamma Seal was that it's a level 8, right?
Yeah, so if you draw 2, you can special it, and then make Dark Matter.
And like that came up more frequently than just like having the Thunder Kaiju.
And also 28's like kind of, it's like somewhat your ceiling.
It was hard to kill.
It's hard to kill a guy,
It was not a small beast. So that's the deck. Do we have shout-outs or anything?
Shout out to Jordan. Yeah.
Ultra Reality Games.
Argent Saga, Monster Protector, Ophidian, ARG Circuit Series. Tummy. Land at the free home of the brave.
America. ARG Custom.
All right, thank you very much.
Bye.